There are people in your gym that have worked out longer than you, but they don't have an impressive physique. It looks like they just started going to the gym and they worked out for 2-3 years. So in this video, I want to explain to you why 90% of gym goers will never build an aesthetic physique. You have to watch through the whole video and pay attention so you don't fall for the 90%. Have you ever gone to the gym? You look around, you see a normal guy, he works out. The first exercise he does is bench press. The second exercise he does is flat dumbbell press. The third exercise he does is a flat chest press machine. And then he does a flat chest fly. What do all of these exercises have in common? Every single exercise I just mentioned hits the lower and middle chest. It's 4 or 5 different exercises, but the movement is the same. Or, for example, the first exercise they do is lat pull down. The second exercise they do is a cable row. The third exercise they do is, for example, pullover. Every single exercise I just mentioned hits the lats. Or you look at another guy, he likes to do drop sets and supersets on every single exercise. The third guy you look at, he has a timer on his phone, 30-second rest time. What do all of these things that I just mentioned, what do they have in common? They're all inefficient, and I guarantee you, if you go to the gym today, you will see someone doing drop sets and supersets. You will see someone doing 5 different exercises for the middle and lower chest. And you will see a dad or a grandpa having a timer on their phone for their rest time. You see, most people have no clue on how hypertrophy actually works. Most people think that the more I do for the muscle, the more it will grow. When in reality, it doesn't work that way. Muscle growth works this way. In order to execute a movement, let's say dumbbell curls, okay? Your brain has to send a signal through the nervous system to the muscle where it recruits motor units. In other words, your brain has to send a signal through the nervous system where it tells the muscle, use your power, activate. So your muscle recruits more motor units. And the harder you train, the higher your weights, the more you push the muscle to its limit, the more motor units are recruited. And by training with intensity, you're recruiting as much motor units as possible. And by having more motor units recruited, the more fibers in your muscles are exposed to high tension. And it's that high tension in the muscle fibers that is what stimulates muscle growth. So by doing drop sets, supersets, 30-second rest time, 5 different exercises for your lower and middle chest, all you're doing is adding more fatigue. This is called poor fatigue management. You see, training hard when the muscle is tired won't do you anything. Do you know why fatigue makes you weaker? Do you know the problem with fatigue? Fatigue makes the nervous system more inefficient because remember, in order to execute a movement, your brain has to send a signal through the nervous system to the muscle where it recruits motor units. But fatigue makes that signal weaker because the nervous system is not as efficient. So when the muscle is going to recruit motor units, it won't be able to recruit as many motor units as before because the signal has gotten weaker because your nervous system is not as efficient as before. Now, I don't know if I'm going too detailed with this, but what I'm trying to say is that do 1 to 3 sets per muscle, take every set to failure or close to failure, rest properly, don't do drop sets and supersets, and you're good to go. Also, don't do those 15-minute ab workouts, shoulder workouts, or anything like that. If you have to do more than 15 reps in order to feel anything on the muscle, that movement that you're doing is useless. It's trash. Now, this is a huge problem, but it's not the only problem because I've seen another pattern with people who have worked out for a long time, but they haven't built a good physique. It looks like they started working out yesterday. And that is, whenever I go to the gym and I want to use the pec deck machine, the chest fly machine, there's always someone who's using it. So I go up to them and ask them, can I do my sets in between yours? Can we share the machine? And usually they say yes. So we share the machine and I have small talks with them. I ask them, for how long have you worked out? And they usually say, I worked out for 6 months, sometimes 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And whenever they say I worked out for a few years, they always tell me I have been on and off with the gym. I worked out for 6 months, then I stopped working out, then I started working out again. It's a lot of on and off. And when they say they have been on and off with the gym, I look at their physique and I believe them because they're not consistent. You see, Consistency is one of the most important things with the gym, with your diet, with succeeding in anything. You need to be consistent. I have seen a lot of guys who are on and off with the gym, but when they're on with the gym, when they're consistent for months, they make huge progress. Their strength increase about 50%, 60% on every single exercise. But then a few months goes by, they stop taking the gym seriously. And when that happens, well, all their progress vanish. And then they start working out again, then they quit, they start again, quit. So they go back and forth. And let's say after 2 years, I look at their physique, they look the same. They haven't made any progress. They may have been consistent for a few months in total of those 2 years, but because they were so inconsistent, they can't make any progress in the gym. You see, with the gym, you can't take 3 months pause. I understand that life gets in the way. There comes up stuff where you can't work out. I understand that. But you need to find a solution where you can still go to the gym 2 times a week. This principle of being consistent also applies for your diet. I've seen a lot of overweight guys. They can be consistent with the diet for 1 or 2 weeks, but after that, they quit. For 2-3 days, they eat whatever they want, and then they regret their decision of cheating on their diet. So they start following a diet again for 2-3 weeks, then they repeat the cycle over and over. They're on and off with the diet. What you have to remember, it's really easy to eat your calories back when you follow a diet. You see, let's say you follow a diet for 6 days straight, you're on a 500 calorie deficit. By the time it's Sunday, that means that you're on a minus 3,000 calories. Do you know how easy it is to eat over 3,000 calories in one day? Do you know how easy it is to go on a 3,000 calorie surplus? It's a lot easier to gain those calories back compared to losing those calories. So the solution is you gotta be consistent. You have to find a way where you can be consistent with your training. If you can't work out for 5 times a week, only go to the gym 4 times a week. If you don't like to be at the gym for 1.5 hours, be at the gym for 45 minutes. Find a solution. The same thing with your diet. If you can't follow a diet every single day, only follow a diet for 5 days straight, or don't be so strict with your diet. Consistency is about 50 times better than perfection. Don't try to have a diet like a pro bodybuilder. Don't eat chicken, rice, broccoli every single day. Don't try to go to the gym 6 times a week because you can't handle it. And when I say this, don't get it wrong, I'm at the same spot. I just had a cookie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ate a cookie. I'm not 100% with my diet, but I follow a diet that works for me. And by following a diet that works for me, I was able to go from 187 pounds to 161 pounds. I was shredded in the summer. So I'm telling you, it is better to focus on consistency over perfection. My favorite quote is, "This is a marathon, not a sprint. Think long term, not short term, and you will win. You will look better than 90% of people." And by the way, if you want to build your dream physique as fast as possible and you want my help, I can do that. Remember, this is a YouTube video. I can only give you advice and you have to take it and implement it to your own fitness journey. But if you want me to get specific with you, to get personal with you, with helping you on your diet, on your training, your journey, being consistent, everything about your fitness, I can do that. All you need to do is to click the first link in the description and book a call.